Welcome, Chingu Voyagers. Today we'd like to talk about the different roles Chingus may play on your Voyage team, the responsibilities that each of them have, how they contribute to the success of your project, and what that success might look like for each and every role. So, let's get started. Let's take a minute to define what a role is and why it's important to your team. Simply put, team members contribute to the project in different ways, each having its own unique set of responsibilities. These responsibilities, or collections of responsibilities, are referred to as roles, and the individuals that play out a role are often referred to as actors. For example, developer is a role, and if Prakash is a developer, he's acting out that role. Now keep in mind that Voyage teams have a flat organization. There's no hierarchy in a Voyage team. Every team member, regardless of the role that they might be playing, has an equal standing, even though they may be responsible for different types of work. All team members equally share in the work, the successes, and the mistakes that a team faces. Finally, creating a successful application requires different specializations. Again, these are called roles. Voyage teams have historically been made up of Chingus who act as developers. That makes perfect sense because, after all, it takes developers to do the technical work required to create an application. Now, every Voyage team will include developers, and other roles will be present only if we have experienced Chingus available to fill them. We've introduced multiple roles to add more realism to the voyage and to provide a path for Chingus to gain experience not only as developers, but also as product owners, end users, and UI/UX developers if they wish. For this reason, it's important that you understand the responsibilities of each role and what success looks like for those roles. Product owners are a role adopted directly from Scrum, which is an agile methodology. This role combines the responsibilities of traditional project managers and product managers into a single role. Their job is to guide and coordinate the team's march to the goal of achieving an MVP, and they have specialized skills to make this possible. Even if your team doesn't have a product owner, it's good to understand what these responsibilities are since they are key to the success of any team. Product owners aren't managers. Remember, Voyage teams have a flat organization and every team member has an equal standing with every other team member. The developer role should be very familiar since most, if not all of us, start out our career as developers. You may think development is only about writing code, but as you'll see from this list, in a team it's important to constantly communicate and collaborate on a daily basis. For the team to achieve the MVP, everyone has to have the same information so they can end up at the same place at the same time. To be successful, teams also need to combine hard and soft skills to reach their MVP. One goal of the voyage is to let you gain experience in these types of skills since you'll need them on the job. Some teams will be lucky enough to include a UI/UX designer. This role is responsible for helping the team craft a user interface and user experience that increases the usefulness of the app for its users. This involves advising the team as well as creating storyboards boards and prototypes and bringing an in-depth knowledge of CSS to the team. Although everyone on the team will contribute to identifying the app's functionality and features, UI/UX designers bring their skills to bear to create a more refined presentation. Those in the end user role are experienced Chingu facilitators who volunteer to review the functionality and features of your application at the end of each sprint. Their job is to evaluate the application through the eyes of an end user rather than as a developer. End users don't participate in team meetings or stand-ups. Their involvement is non-technical and is simply to provide feedback on your app. This difference in perspective provides a more real-world experience for your team and will result in a more polished application. We are continuously reviewing and improving the Voyage program, so you can expect additional roles to be added in the future. Thanks for spending time watching this. We hope it's been helpful, and remember to ask any questions you might have in our Discord community.